Hey, what's up, everybody, man? So I'm pretty sure everybody got the news by now. The Falcons, they done fucked up. You feel me? They done fucked around and traded Julio Jones along with a petty 6th-round pick for 2023 in exchange for a 2022 second-round pick and a 2023 4th-round pick. So like I said, man, this just don't make sense, you know? This is basically the DeAndre Hopkins deal all over again. You trade a top 3, top 5 receiver, arguably the best receiver in the league, for a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick. The only difference is the Texans, they had a little bit more sense to know that if I'm going to trade him for this much, I need to get a player. And they end up getting David Johnson, which was still a finesse because David Johnson ain't do shit last year. You feel me? I just don't understand, bro. Like I said, I understand Julio Jones is making a lot of money. I understand Julio Jones is injury prone. I understand that Julio Jones is aging. He's 32 years old. But you know that every time Julio Jones take that field, because you be at the games, man. General manager, I'm pretty sure you be at them games. You know Julio Jones produces every single year. And you know Julio Jones, like I said, is a top 5 receiver, arguably the best receiver in the league. If you got teams such as the Minnesota Vikings pulling off the finesse with the Bills, trading Stephon Diggs for 2 first-round picks. You got linemen getting traded for first-round picks all the time. You got Jamal Adams on defense who got traded for a first-round pick. You got Khalil Mack who got traded for a first-round pick. Man, Odell Beckham Jr. got traded for a first-round pick. What makes you think Julio Jones ain't a first-round pick worthy guy? You get what I'm saying? What makes you think he's not worth the first-round pick? They settled. That's all it was. They settled, and they wanted him gone. And the reason why I know they settled is because last week they came out and said they was cool with settling because they said they was cool with accepting the 2nd-round pick. So this is pretty much a no-brainer for the Tennessee Titans. I know they didn't have that much money to spend for real. You know, they definitely probably didn't really want to spend that much money at the wide receiver position. But when you look at their depth chart, they had clucks going into next season lined up next to A.J. Brown potentially. They did lose Geno Smith. You know, they needed another weapon out there at the wide receiver position, whether they want to admit it or not. When you got Julio Jones going for the cheap, a 2nd-round and 4th-round pick, it's like it's a no-brainer. You got to make it work. And that's exactly what the Tennessee Titans did. They cashed in. This is a dub for the Tennessee Titans because they already have been making things easier for Ryan Tannehill. They already got Derrick Henry in the backfield. He got a good O-line. He had Corey Davis and A.J. Brown last year and Geno Smith, you know, and they had a good coach. This year, even though they lost Geno Smith and Corey Davis, they gained Julio Jones, you know. And it helps out Julio Jones as well because now he's on a team that is run heavy versus being on a team, the Atlanta Falcons, where they're pass heavy. So that means that Julio Jones' job is going to be easier, and it gives him a more likely chance to stay durable. You feel me? Because he doesn't really have to run so many routes and just do so much. He still got to run, but he doesn't got to run that many routes. So he doesn't, you know, get what I'm saying? Risk the chances of getting hit, risk the chances of getting non-contact injuries, things of that nature. So Tennessee, they come up in a deal. Atlanta, they lose the deal by 4. You were supposed to wax for a player like Julio Jones. Let me been the general manager of the Falcons shit. Julio Jones would have still been on my team. I don't care if he want to go or not. I don't care what my cap space looking like. Well, I probably would care. But Julio Jones would have had to wait another week or 2 until he was gone. You get what I'm saying? I ain't no way I'm selling for a 2nd and a 4th-round pick. Their offense will be all right without Julio Jones, though. They still got Calvin Ridley. They still got Matt Ryan, even though he's on his down years. I don't know what they doing with the running back position. They got Kyle Pitts they drafted. They got Russell Cage. They'll be all right on offense. But the chances of them replacing Julio Jones with another Hall of Fame talent let me say the probability has decreased since they didn't get a 1st-round pick in exchange, man. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Tennessee won. Atlanta got robbed. Or shall I say Atlanta gave away Julio Jones. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. I got more content coming soon.